Alright, so my name's Giancarlo, and I'm pretty much not ignorant to news. I just don't take the time to look at it on a daily basis, mainly because I have my own moral compass, and I don't like seeing all the negative information being flooded down into my eyeballs, into my ears. But, maybe I should be more educated in what's going on. So I'm going to watch this video of the Fort Lauderdale airport shooting. Just watch it.
With distressing new video from that Fort Lauderdale airport shooting showing the moment that the gunman opened
Turn the sound up.
area. We do want to warn our viewers that this video is very difficult to watch, but it is crucial in understanding the context of the shooting. This is a freeze frame of what appears to be security camera footage obtained by TMZ. The man in the blue shirt is believed to be
I live in
Esteban Santiago.
South Florida, so this is pretty close to home. Pretty insane. I know people that didn't, go anywhere because of the shooting. But here we go. Elderly people, snowbirds. Typical. People walking. Jesus Christ, man. People don't even, it takes them a second to even realize what's going on. One of the ladies is still holding a bag. What are these people supposed to do? In that moment, I always think to myself, whenever something, big is going to happen, I'll be able to react accordingly. Sorry about that. I think I'll usually be able to act, if I see someone without a gun, you should mob him as a group, like what happened in Orlando at the gay club when the man murdered, one of the largest amounts of people all at once with the automatic rifle. But I always think, oh man, those people, they could have mobbed him, stopped him. These people, in this moment, didn't even, once they heard the gunshots, didn't even act. Like, they're just shocked. No one expects this kind of thing. And this guy just randomly, the only thing he had, I guess a little bit more of a, his movement just seemed to be, like he had something to do. And in the split between 1 second, he's able to whip out a gun loaded and unload on these people. I think 5 fatalities. Innocent people, innocent in that moment, killed from some maniac. It's so random, and it instills fear in people. Like some of my friends, she was supposed to go to an airport to go to a wedding, the Fort Lauderdale airport, and she didn't end up going. And she says, "I guess I'm never going on a plane again." I know that's an immediate statement, but it probably doesn't really mean it. But it is that fear instilled in her now. Instilled in all of us when we're at the airport. Not only do we have to worry about the people on the plane, the people getting on the plane, the people outside the airport. It just shows, I don't know how you prevent this stuff. I mean, people say, tighter security, what does that involve? It is legal to have your gun. How do you set this up where people aren't able to have weapons by the airport? It's just, I don't even look at it as an immediate thing. I just see it on the grand scope of things, just how people look at other humans. Let's read this article. People tugging suitcases behind them past baggage carts and carousels. The gunman, wearing a blue sweater with black stripes on the shoulders and carrying a jacket in his left hand, enters the screen, draws the weapon from his right hand, and appears to fire it 3 times. A couple sitting nearby drops to the ground. A woman ducks behind a baggage cart. I mean, that's not going to save her, but that flight or fight, those adrenal glands secreting all that in that moment. Several people seeming nowhere to take cover dive face first to the ground, go prone. Reach for comment on the footage. Airport spokesman Greg Myers said, "We are aware of the video on TMZ." This is from CNN. There's currently an investigation involving law enforcement looking into the matter. Santiago, the culprit, confessed to planning the assault that killed 5 people and left several others wounded, according to a criminal complaint filed by federal prosecutors. 2 of the injured victims remained in intensive care Sunday afternoon, while the remaining 4 had been released or were recovering at Broward General Hospital. I just want to see what they mean by he was planning it. So he confessed to planning this assault. He confessed to sitting there in his head with his legal firearm, I assume, and decided, I'm going to go to the airport and randomly fire on 5 innocent people. I heard that he was a veteran. Let me make sure. So Santiago, Esteban Santiago, veteran. Yeah, he returned from a tour in Iraq, a changed man. So here we go. America's mental health system, it does not have a big budget, especially for those returning from the military. If you don't serve a certain amount of time, first of all, you're not even going to get your VA benefits, and you're not going to be on TRICARE for life. You know, and a lot of these people, when they come back after going through this tumultuous and scarring and traumatic events, they come back and it's like, oh, at once you're a warrior, killing innocent people or defending every moment. You have massive stress, and your body is now like used to stress, and you don't even know how to relax. Well, welcome back to society where none of that's going on, and we expect you to fit perfectly. And you know what? Even if you can't get a job and stuff, that's not our fault. You know, you were dishonorably discharged or whatever. It's just a nasty scenario. I feel like our military treats people once they leave the military. You have just trained someone to be a warrior, to be a killer, to not even really doubt themselves, to kind of follow orders unquestionably. And now you're not going to take responsibility of that individual that you molded into that once they come back into our society. This man just murdered, it seems, without any true motive, without any target, without any sense, 5 individual people. Apparently he lost his, at least my morality of seeing that the inherent value in people. And in the field I'm learning right now, massage therapy. Jokingly, I would say if this man received some massages, once he came back, he would not be feeling so aggressive and so disassociated with society. I only assume that because who murders people? If you're integrated in society, you're not having those feelings, especially when they're not even related to you. There's no motive. Like the motive, it doesn't seem there. It's just random. You know, there's nothing targeted towards those people. It's not like they stole money from him, or raped his wife, raped him. You know, whatever. There's no real thing except they're living people. They're innocent. They're citizens. They're the unfortunate people in that moment, and who he chose to aim his gun at. No, but massage, it helps reduce stress. It calms the body. The stress hormones of like adrenaline that increase the senses, and cortisol, which help, I believe. It basically drives the blood away from the main organs, the digestive organs, the parasympathetic nervous system, and brings it to the sympathetic. So basically, all digestion stops when you're in the flight or fight response. And when these people are constantly in that state, first of all, it's bad for them, it's bad for their body, it's bad for their mind. It's like too much stress, we all know, has its consequences. It just builds up on people. And even as, like, the most basic sense that we all derive from, that we, were nurtured with, is touch. And especially when your touch has the motive of healing, of calming that individual, of relaxing them, just making them breathe and get out of this flight or fight response, all these traumatic areas to get them to at least temporarily be relieved from the traumas that this Santiago criminal, this murderer, experienced in his fighting for our country, our defense. If that was more accepted, maybe if the military kind of like encouraged these type of activities post leaving the military, things like this can be prevented. I feel like the military needs to take responsibility of their veterans a little bit more, especially it's like a parent not taking responsibility of their children. You molded this man. You did such a drastic change on his psyche from 18 to, I don't even know the age, but from when he went into the military, he's not the same person as when he comes out. And you're not taking any responsibility of that person. Interesting thing about bonding I read about yesterday that what is it called? Not cortisol, keratosin or something like that. It's like a bonding hormone between people. Like it's meant to like bond people, like a mother and a child or a lover. I think it's cortisol. Let me see if it's. I just was learning about this. No, it's not cortisol. It's no, I'm sorry. What is it? Bonding. Let me just look it up. Bonding hormone. Oh, oxytocin. Oxytocin. Okay, just think of oxygen. Oxytocin. So not cortisone. I don't know what that is. Cortisol is the one secreted by the adrenal glands, but oxytocin is secreted by the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland, a pea-sized structure at the base of the brain. It is sometimes known as the cuddle hormone or the love hormone because it is released when people snuggle up or bond socially. This criminal was disassociated. I'm sure he was introverted. I'm sure he could put on a facade of being normal, but at the end of the day, he randomly planned an attack on people using a legal firearm, and the only defense to him doing that is his ethics. With poor ethics, anything can happen, especially with weapons being legal to carry. And this man knew how to approach the situation. He was trained in military. I'm sure he knew how not to give off the vibe that he was going to, do something. It's just insanely unfortunate. And the first, I think, maybe the first tragedy of 2017. But yeah, and me, I'm not perfect. I didn't plan this. I'm learning a lot of these things, and I'm just trying to actively make sense of the biology and chemistry of it. So I'm sorry if I misspoke. Correct me if I'm wrong in anywhere. I'm sure I'm wrong everywhere. But I can confidently say I enjoy learning of the human body. And I'm also a gamer, and I feel like gamers aren't really invested in, at least the ones I speak to, aren't invested into real world scenarios. Gaming is escapism, but it's also, it's a nice thing to do when you're bored. But I want to change that. I feel like there are a lot of things happening in the world that I don't really digest, or I kind of ignore, and I fall back into my own ethics and believe that if I live my life through my ethics, that's good enough. But apparently it's not. Discussion's good. If no one's listened to this, that's fine. At least I talked to myself and had a dialogue. And remember now that oxytocin is the bonding hormone secreted by the pituitary gland. And cortisol is the sister hormone to adrenaline. But thank you. This is my name is Giancarlo, but this is Stunt Armamentarium's channel, and I guess this can file under real world discussion. Please send comments, rude or courteous, whatever is open and genuine, in the comment section. And people say this, so it's like automatically something I say for my first video. Like and subscribe. No, but like and subscribe if you want more. And or just do it, as Shia LaBeouf would say. But good morning, welcome to this world again. Babies are being born, people are dying, issues at hand. But good luck, don't die out there.